So I'm about to head out, and as you all know, I'm always in my be marketing ready mode, and I'm always, prepared in some type of way. And I know that several of you like the videos where I'm talking about how you actually do that, when you're going out, and just in a really organic way. And so I actually decided that I would demonstrate, for you, like what I have prepared for today, in terms of being able to leverage mini book marketing and also marketing apparel. And in this video, which I've done others, I have on this mask, and it's actually for Freedom for Youth, which is an organization that supports incarcerated youth. They're creating a new narrative for incarcerated youth. And so I do cross-functional advising for this particular organization. And so I have their mask on. It's the Freedom for Youth mask, and it has love on the side. And I have T-shirts and mugs and different apparels and things that I could cross-promote with. But I'm just leveraging the mask, today. And so being able to have that where I'm out, and of course, conversations can strike up. It's like, oh, what's Freedom for Youth about? And then I get the opportunity to share about it, right? So, I mean, it's just kind of organic, but intentional, at the same time. But I want to actually talk more about being able to market with the mini books or the mini messenger books. And I think I need to bring some more clarification to that. I've actually done videos, on this, but in case some of you haven't seen some of those videos. So when I'm talking about marketing, with mini books, or mini messenger books. These are publications that are anywhere from 30 to 70 pages. And normally I recommend that people publish them in a 5x8 format. And I'm going to show you several that I have. But also I leverage the 6x9 publications as well. It really doesn't matter so much of what the actual size is of the book. It doesn't have to be like a mini book in terms of like a tiny book. It really is about the content that's inside. It's a modest amount of content, yet very impactful in message, and can be kind of an accelerated process for others. I typically tell people that, even before publishing like a big book, because a lot of people are intimidated by that you can actually publish a mini book and maybe do a chapter or so of your bigger publication. And as you're waiting for that to come out, you just leverage that. That's a way to monetize your marketing. But it's also a way to know whether or not your publication is even going to be marketable to a particular audience. So it's good to use that for beta. And I'll actually have a link in the description too with the training that I do around beta book marketing. So what I want to talk about now, because I'm just going to demonstrate for you what I have prepared as I'm going out today. So as I've mentioned, I have the mask, so that's a form of cross promotion, right? But the 5x8 mini books, I'm going to show you several because I write for different industries. And this is a really good way for some of you who are speakers and you would love to be able to demonstrate your gifts. And you can use these mini books actually to be lead-ins to the opportunities, to talk and get speaking engagements. And so before I actually get started, let me just preface this because when I say I write for a lot of different industries, and I know that several of you have been conditioned that you're only supposed to have this one niche and be, very focused on that particular niche or so. And I don't really subscribe to that. That's never been a part of that's never been a part of my branding. But, I do understand that. And sometimes you do need to be a little bit more centrally focused. But you can still serve other different industries without certain areas being like your primary, your primary focus or for your target audience. But you can write from your life or different experiences and produce publications in these 5x8 mini books or the 30 to 70 page mini books, and be able to leverage those and, like I said, have some on you. So I'm going to show this particular one. Some of these are my throwback publications, but this one here is your fresh new start with God, and so that's more of a spirituality type of publication. So obviously, if I'm out and a conversation strikes up with someone who's in that particular perspective or so, then I can have that conversation with them. Also show them a publication, and it gives an opportunity too to be able to learn about how they can get that. And so that's for spirituality. So another one that I have is, for wellness, and it's I am wellness. And so again, that's a general publication in terms of well-being. And so when you look at your life as a whole and you pick from like the essentials. So what are the essentials of your life, right? You have to have your health and well-being, your career, lifestyle, spirituality, different things like that. And so you start thinking of how you can write from just these different areas and produce a small publication. And I'm going to tell you actually how you can do that and how to get started with that. So another one is love thyself, be and give the love you wish to receive. And so again, it's a self-love book, and we all need self-love, right? Because if you can't love yourself effectively, then you really can't love others, not authentically anyway. And so so these are just a few that I have out that I'm going to be leveraging, and also I have a few more that I want to share. But before I actually start sharing those, what I want to say, especially to women, because it may think, men probably think, well, I'm not going to carry these books around on me. And you don't have to. They can be in your vehicle, of course. But for women primarily, the way this works best is that if you carry, a purse or so. I'm honestly, I'm really not a purse carrier, not a big purse carrier. But I do have bigger bags where I am marketing prepared, like with these publications. But I'm going to even show you some different sizes of purses that can be leveraged even for these size publications. So give me just a moment. I'm going to grab one here. So you see, this is kind of a like a medium-sized type of purse, right? And so the books that I just demonstrated or just showed you fit easily right in here. Even all three of those, maybe even up to 5 that you can put, in there comfortably, with your wallet and other things that you might have, within there. So you can be able to use something like that. And it's just easy to be able to go into the purse. And as you're having the conversation, then pull out, one of the publications. If a conversation strikes up, around a particular topic, right? So that's just one. So I have some larger books and everything that I'm going to be sharing as well. But also this size purse here. Do you know this is almost like a briefcase purse in a sense? So you're able to have your traditional stuff, that you use in there, but then also, have the publications. So I have a few more that I want to show. So give me just a second here. I'm going to grab these. They actually fell over. But So I'm going to continue with sharing one more of the 5x8. So this is actually a gratitude journal. It's called Great is Thy Faithfulness, Great is Thy Gratefulness. It's a play off of Great is Thy Faithfulness, the hymn. And so it's a gratitude journal. And it's a great one to have. Again, general things in life, gratitude. So you don't have to always write for a particular industry in terms of what your primary focus is, your areas of expertise. As I mentioned, you can just write from different areas of your life. I produce a lot of journals because I'm not really the person who likes to inundate people with a lot of information. I like for them to have their own information and get it out of them, but I provide triggers and journal prompts or so, for them to be able to have that, that type of experience. It's a less intimidating way also for publishing, for those, who are new to publishing and haven't. But even those who have, it's really just a great way for you to be able to express different areas of your life without feeling like you have to really get into doing a lot of teaching and being an authority, in your particular industry. And you can save maybe those types of books, maybe for, those areas for your bigger books if you want to expound more. But I do actually encourage people to do series. I'm just not really into the big book publishing. And even when I first started in publishing, and my first publication was a traditional, bigger book. But even that was only like 110 pages. I just believe in breaking it up. And that's just my philosophy. That's not, anything that you have to subscribe to. Everybody has to find their own unique alignment. But so yeah, so just going back to these 5x8s, they're really, really, good to be able to leverage. So some other ones that I actually want to bring up. Now this here is an actual book, but it's only 68 pages, so it's not a journal. But it's You May Be Excused. It was co-authored with actually my Star King celebrity-preneur, Tom, and also another author. And so we co-authored this book. It's been many years ago. It's actually a series, but it's a good candid, publication. So again, out, and if the conversation strikes up, and people are talking about making excuses or moving ahead in life, wanting to be excellent, because actually the subtitle of this publication is called You May Be Excused, and it's an excuse eliminator handbook guide for excelling through excellence to achieve a higher quality lifestyle. I know that's a long subtitle, but that is basically what this 68-page publication is all about. And so we express our different areas, in this publication. But again, these are just general conversations that can be striked up. And for me, they happen organically. So it's never something that I'm intentionally actually trying to promote a book or anything. It's just when I learned and saw how people would just gravitate to me and just start asking me certain questions, just strike up a conversation. And I paid attention to the patterns over the years. And then as I paid attention to the patterns, and I had publications for that, I was like, I need to actually have these on me. Because even though I could reference them to Amazon or to the site, and that's typically what I do anyway, is just tell them, but it just, things randomly happen. But what's interesting is that when you actually do have the publications on you, even if they're not there where they can purchase them, it's something about when they see them. It's just like, whoa. And then they think too, it's cool. Oh my gosh, I met an author, yeah. So, so it's interesting, great experience. But again, these are just general conversations that you can be having. You'd be amazed. And I was talking earlier about those of you who are speakers. And so if you are just out, because I'm like, always be ready to talk and to share, be ready to have a mini talk, not like a pitch or anything. It's just really organic, and when you're doing this from your life, it's easy to just speak naturally from your life. So it's not really any prep or anything that you really have to do. But I do say that you just have to be intentionally ready to, to be able to share, from that. So this is a 6x9. And again, it's just a 68-page publication. So again, that's still considered, it's a mini book. It's a mini messenger book. And being able to, speak about that. So another one that I want to share, and I've actually featured this one in another video, and it's the multi-dimensional profits prism. So this is all about multi-dimensional profits models and being able to design different levels of profits models, because I'm the type of person, I don't just have just one profits model for the overall everything. I mean, I do have that, but almost like products and different things, each thing has has a different profits model, and they have a different vibration to them. And a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners make mistakes because they try to put everything into this one cohesive model for a business plan or profits plan. That's not a bad thing, but you also have to be able to itemize sometimes the different services and the different products, and actually have a profits model per per product or per service in a sense. And then yes, it can be tied into an overall cohesive plan, if you operate like that, if that works best for you. But again, so if I'm out and then something comes up about business, or it comes up about, how do you make, more money, increase your profits, make a bigger impact, different things like that. And so being able to have this and talk about it, and show them, inside, which I'm going to actually show just a few pages, within this publication. So you may not can see this, but it has, questions, and then where you can, take notes and everything. It's a series of prompts. So one of them, on the note of of about having these different levels of profits models, for your products and services, or just profits models in general. So a process that I have that's actually called New Colors and New Dimensions, New Value, New Profits, is like, ask your product, service, or profits models, are you single or multi-dimensional in nature? And so the reason why it's good to ask yourself this question is because sometimes you can look at something as just a one-off, like let's say a publication, but it may be that the publication actually wants to be a series as well, or maybe have an MP3 companion, to it, or something else be developed. So you have to look at, is this actually just a one thing, or are there different dimensions, to this? Because that increases the impact and the profitability, because you're able to add more value when you can have a variety of things. So it just helps you to see things differently. There's another question in here. It says, how many different levels desire to be expressed, at this time? So it's a variety of things to, for you to be present with your process, be present with your profits, models, and see them in these different dimensions. And so I'm sharing all of this because, again, going out and being able to have the opportunity possibly to have conversations strike up around this. But again, because I do have this on me, then they actually can't physically look. They can't have this particular copy because this one is my personal, my personal one. But I can direct them, like I said, to Amazon. If I did have a few of these on it, then certainly they could purchase it. But they still can actually look inside it and see and get a feel of it, what that experience would be like. And yeah, so again, that's just, something. Then, everybody's interested in basically trying to go to the next level, impact and income-wise, especially income-wise. But there are times when, you don't actually really need to be talking about that, with people. And so there's some things that you need to move in silence and only speak when it's time to checkmate. And so I actually have, publication that is of that title, and it's Make Millionaire Check Moves in Silence. And the subtitle is a journal prompts. It's a journal prompts, intentional triggers, and strategic action planner for creating your millionaire experience under the radar, right? So just imagine being able to have some type of conversation, about that. I'm going to hold that up again. And so, so yeah, so I can just direct people, like I said, to Amazon, for this. And some of these I do have, other copies that they won't necessarily be, in my purse, but they, be in the vehicle or so, and I can easily, go and get them. But, I wanted to just take the opportunity to share this experience with you so that you can see how you can be prepared. Again, here I am for an organization that I do cross-functional advising for. And, I have a mask, I have their apparel, and I have other videos where I've actually, showcased that. But again, I'm always intentionally marketing in some way, but it is still very organic because I'm not necessarily trying to push anything on, but it is giving other people actually the opportunity to inquire, and not that you have to do this all the time, but there are times when you actually do need to be very intentional about adding value, okay, versus really about marketing. I use that language because obviously it's common, and that's what most people can understand, and the business wise. But really, we are here to be these value adders in motion, right? And be the demonstrators of new possibilities. And so that's really what you're doing. It's not really about selling, and it's not really about marketing, but that is just kind of the vehicle of expression, if you will, that comes through. And that's where you are actually being intentional, because at the end of the day, it actually is marketing. It actually is branding, but it's just done in a very natural, organic way of just really being prepared to add that value. And again, you can go out and nothing happens, and that's fine. But you did make yourself available, to let others know what you do without having to actually talk about what you do. unless a conversation or so, like I said, comes up. And, when I wasn't wearing the mask, what would happen is with my publications, that's how things would happen, is that I could be in a store or just, somewhere, and just conversations. I call them divine rendezvous. Conversations are just occurring. And for me, because I write from practically every area of my life, I just happen to have something for everything. And I've created over 1,000 online platforms. And a lot of them have, some of my higher end services, but a lot of them have, publications and different, different products. So again, I'm always ready to be able to share a site with someone. Again, if it comes up, it's not really me ever just saying, hey, I have this. It's never that, actually. It's just, it just really is just happening naturally. But what I'm just doing this for you all and being able to provide more of these demonstrations just so you can see how organic it is. And so for some of the men who may be thinking, well, I'm not carrying books around on me. I don't have a purse, blah, blah, blah. I want to come back to that. It's not really about that. But if you can have a copy or two, within your vehicle, and you do happen to, walk out or so, or just say, hey, I'll be right back. I have, this or X, Y, and Z. Or you can just, talk about it. Again, these things happen kind of naturally and organically. I just think it's about just being prepared, right? Because there's a statement, and it's been leveraged for years, where there's your divine favor is your opportunity meets your preparation, or your preparation meets your opportunity. So if you're always prepared and you're always ready, as they say, stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? So there's different levels of readiness. But if you can get ready at the basic levels and just have some general stuff, like I said, then you're good to go. And so, yeah. So again, it's just about being always ready to serve, always ready to add value and add tremendous value. And what better way to be able to add tremendous value is when you can actually have something tangible that individuals, can make a connection to. Yeah, and then they'll be even more apt to say, oh, okay, yeah, let me go and check out the website, or let me go, learn more about this and everything. So I just wanted to be able to just provide this. It's almost like a training. So on that note, let me share with you how you actually get started with the mini book process. So I use the platform Kindle Direct Publishing, and KDP for short. Is a platform of Amazon. And you can publish on that platform for free. There's no limitations to how many publications you can publish. You get a free ISBN on there. They have templates that you can use and you can leverage, if you don't have a budget, or you're not even interested in really putting like a whole lot of money into the publishing aspect, because it's a self-publishing platform, and that's what I really recommend. And that's a whole nother training on that, and why I recommend self-publishing. But again, for these, because if you're going to produce several, or at least, I always say at least 5 people outside of their primary focus, you should have the essentials. Even if it's a journal, even if it's a planner, even if it is a composition, you should have the essentials. And that is something related to health or self-care, wellness, something career focused, like if you're in business or so, something, of that nature, some type of spiritual publication or so, or practice, ritual, however, you should have, one of those. And so then, something on income generation, or just recreation or so, things that are really essential and important to life. You should really have those, because again, those are really easy ways to add value to others, even if you're not marketing. It's just being able just to have those and have them available from a part of your life and a part of your experience. So, but anyway, going back to using Kindle Direct Publishing, you can set up a free account. And like I said, they have free ISBNs, and they have templates, like I said, that you can use to create your, book covers. So, so that's how you get started. Just go there and set up your free account, And then also too, of course, if you have Word document, WordPerfect, Open Office, Apache Open Office is what I recommend that people, especially starting out, that you use that. It formats better, and it's really easy to format. I'm going to tell you like all of this, how you can do this like today. So even with your document, you put in what type of size book you want to publish. Like if you want to publish the 5x8 that I'm most recommending, especially for the marketing agenda. But then the 6x9s are usually the standard, the standard books. So you set, your page for that. The margins from left to right are going to be 0.375, which will convert to 38. And then the top and bottom are 0.25. And again, these margin sizes work for whether you're doing 5x8, a 6x9, a 8x5x11, which is the standard, like if you want to produce a workbook. And you can produce a workbook too in a mini book format. I have several workbooks that are, 70 pages or 50 pages, or so less than 100, less than 100 pages. So again, you can do this, but like I said, being able to have those tangible things out on you. And then also too, if there's several platforms where you can create your own apparel for your branding or just in general. But again, I'm just giving you just a context and just some examples of what you can do and how this is just an easy way as you're just kind of going through your everyday life. It's just readiness. Again, whether something happens or not, you're prepared and prepared to add value. So again, I just wanted to be able to just show you that this is what my day looks like as I'm going out again. I am going to tighten up this mask. But yeah, so I've got my cross promotion going on here, and I got my publications ready, and I'm definitely ready to if I have to give some type of mini talk or so. Oh, I'm ready. I am prepared. Okay, I'm prepared, and so that potentially can lead to speaking engagements, consulting opportunities. As you all can see, I'm like really excited. Just branding and marketing on this level is just one of my favorite things to talk about. But yeah, I just like to inform people how you can just do things in the most simplest and organic way, but the readiness is so important. The readiness is so important. So okay, so I've shared with you what I'm about to get into, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to go and publish at least one mini book this week. and again, you don't have to get into doing the apparel aspect, but I would say definitely consider that if you don't have apparel within your business or your brand or just even something you want to do like family wise or so, yeah, definitely, create that. These are just, like I said, just great ways. And there's so much more around these different dynamics. But all of what I'm sharing really shifts you out of kind of the traditional modes of marketing with, okay, let me give you my business card and, we'll do some networking, blah, 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 all those different things. And those things are still great. Don't get me wrong. But something about being published though, and just from my experience of what I see with people and their reactions to that, because oftentimes people don't know individuals who are published, so like I said, it's kind of like a big thing, to them, even over degrees, and everything. And so it's just good. So I just, like I said, just wanted to share that, but I'm a demonstrator. So I like to demonstrate and actually show, kind of how it's done. It's going to be unique for everyone in terms of, how it plays out. We have different personalities. But again, when you're ready, what you have kind of speaks for itself. Yeah. So, okay. So, wow, I didn't know I was going to get into sharing all of what I shared, but I'm glad that I did. But again, so yeah, I've led you into what my day is looking like as I head out just briefly. And again, nothing may happen from that. It doesn't matter. But I'm prepared, and I followed the guidance on what publications I need to have with me and what I need to be representing today as I'm out. So have a great rest of the day. And definitely if you publish your your mini book, be sure to drop the link to that once it comes up on Amazon. Be sure to drop the link to that in the comments so I can promote it, okay? Because I definitely will. And of course, then it's there. It kind of is this evergreen that in a stream that people can see. Oh, wow, okay. Such and such published based on this video and this, and it gives you an opportunity to market. Always be marketing. Always be marketing. It's just the intentional thing. Okay, well, have a great day. I hope that this added tremendous value to you, and I shall see you in the next video.